My name is Tom Mokorosi, and as usual, my batting partner for today is Abdullah Steenkamp, and we have got a bowler today in the form of our poster boy for the course, none other than Vijaya Mallela from the United States of America. I believe Vijay is currently in Dallas at the moment, and we will be chatting to him about umpiring in the United States. Good morning to you, Vijay. How are you?
Doing very well, Tom. Thank you for inviting me for this meeting. I was part of this meetings as a student myself. Thank you for the great work yourself and Abdullah do to train the upcoming umpires.
Great stuff, Vijay. So I am putting on your illustrious CV at the moment on screen, and I thank you for joining us for the 7th and final lecture of this course. We did have you as our poster boy, and a lot of people have been wondering, why did we decide to have an American umpire as our poster boy for a Cricket South Africa course? Well, of course, for those of you who don't know, myself and Abdullah were in the United States of America in June, delivering some practical outdoor training. And Vijay actually joined us in Dallas at the Texas Super Kings Indoor Academy called 22 Yards. And so we've built up a great relationship, not just on the field, but off the field with Vijay. Vijay, here are your stats: 7 one-day internationals, 24 T20 internationals, 6 women's T20 internationals, 6 list A's, and 5 T20 matches. I believe those 5 T20 matches were the Major League Cricket competition, which took place in July 2024. Tell me, Vijay, out of all of these matches or any other matches that you have umpired in your career so far, which has been the most enjoyable, and for what reason did you enjoy that particular match the most?
To be honest, I enjoyed almost every one of my club assignments because that is where it all started. Each game I have religiously practiced what I didn't know, and I used it as an opportunity to get better. But honestly, obviously everyone wants to get to the top, and I should name my very first major league game as my favorite one because that was done in very challenging conditions, about 42 degrees of dry heat. Even though it was a T20 game, I felt very tired after the game. I should honestly admit it. But again, challenging weather conditions, not just that, it's my very first DRS match. I was training on TV DRS for about 2 years prior to that, just waiting for that first opportunity to come through. The very first delivery was an LBW appeal bowled by Kagiso Rabada to Matthew Wade. It went, the decision, stood, it went for a review, and I really enjoyed that very first ball of my career. I can still remember that very first ball of my career.
Great stuff, Vijay. It seems like you've got to a great place in your career at the moment and you're enjoying it, which is very important. But take us back and tell us how it all started. What led you to becoming an umpire, and where and when did it all start for you?
So, even before I came to USA, obviously from one of the colonial countries, India, the game is spread wide and far. And in school, I was in boarding school most of the time, didn't get too many opportunities to play. But during the holidays, I used to organize school tournaments to help my younger brother play the game and stuff like that. So I used to also volunteer with umpiring and stuff. But fast forward to United States. After I discovered lots of cricket happening in United States, I joined a club, and there were lots of opportunities to umpire because I was single back then. Most of the club members are married, they have plans on the weekends and stuff. I made use of every single opportunity that has come my way, and you know, that's where it all started. I started taking the certifications, did all the right things, A, B, C, D, all the way to Z, not just trying to jump up the ladder, take shortcuts. So,
How long has this process taken you in total, Vijay, from where you started until now?
I would say I would just talk about what I did in the US. When I started in 2010 as a club umpire to when I completed all my exams is 2014. 2014 is when I completed all my certification exams. But I mean, the learning did not stop there for me. Every month, I do some kind of an online exam to just make sure I'm still learning what is required of my job. And it took me about, as you know, the first Major League game happened in 2023, sorry. I would say it took me about 13 years, but prior to that, I got into ICC panel on 2019. So, I think that gives you the answer, Tom.
Great, Vijay. So it's a long journey. It's not an overnight gig. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people
it's
see us on TV and think, oh, that guy must have just started umpiring and now he's doing his first match on TV. It's not the
yeah,
case, is it?
yeah. I mean, I get that question from most of the umpires that almost all the umpires that attended my online sessions. Right after finishing the level 4, the first question I get is, when is my first so it's a very take those questions offline. People on the call right away, but I take those questions offline and explain them the process and the hard work that needs to be put up. Not just the first ICC game, you have to go through these private tournaments in US, even though I would call them semi-professional, semi-organized tournaments, where you have to travel at your own expense. Nowadays, that has changed after Major League. Thanks to Major League, all the leagues that are coming up, they are, you know, paying the expenses for the umpires for their lodging and travel and stuff like that. Prior to that, every private tournament that happened in US, you're traveling on your own dime and you are sometimes copying loss of pay from work because your vacation has exhausted and obviously you're taking away time from your family. I mean, umpiring in US at this time, I think it comes with a lot of sacrifice, not as seen by many, but I think we are in a good place moving forward.
Great, Vijay. So tell me, are you now a full-time cricket umpire, and are you able to earn enough to make a living, or do you still have a different job apart from cricket?
I still have a different job, Tom. Not a full-time umpire yet, but at this time I have already umpired for about 3.5 months this year. This is the most most number of cricket games I have umpired in all my years of experience as an umpire. But again, next year is going to be more. But I think that is when that's the decision point for me, whether
Mm.
to, jump ship and stuff like that. But I mean, looking at the way the corporate market is, I don't know if that is the right time to make the decision. But for the time being, I'll still ride on both the boats.
Great stuff. Now tell me, you've obviously umpired with a lot of umpires around the world. What would you say differentiates a great umpire from a good or average umpire? What sets them apart and makes them better?
Well, the three things that I have noticed in um, all the, I mean, not all the, but some of the illustrious umpires, elite umpires, is their honesty in giving feedback to their colleagues. and also their honesty in acknowledging their strengths and weaknesses. And growth mindset, all are aligned to growth mindset. They learn from the past mistakes, both of their own and also their colleagues. And communication, again, clear communication to avoid any kind of misunderstandings in the teams that would lead to surprises and resentments. So that's something I learned from all the elite guys that I worked with so far.
Brilliant. So, to all of those American umpires listening to the interview, do you have any words of encouragement and advice as to how they can get to where you are today? Obviously, not everybody can make it to the US international panel, but for those who are aspiring to, what advice would you give them?
So lots of opportunities, Tom. Again, it's going from point A to point Z. So along that process, try to tick all the boxes. Try to first identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, and identify what the game needs at the level you desire to officiate and prepare for that. So if you are umpiring a club game, obviously you would not have a liberty of having a reserve umpire or a TV umpire. So basically your preparation changes for that. Do that as you make good decisions. You are recognized as a good umpire. You're respected as a good umpire by the players and the administrators. These players may move up the ladder, and when you get opportunities at the next level, you will be instantly recognized. You will be instantly respected as an umpire. So you all already the players know you are a good umpire. So it basically helps rather than someone taking shortcuts or someone aiming for a higher level of umpiring right after finishing their certification might not help because you have you didn't have enough of experience on your back to back you up. You might be lacking confidence and stuff like that. Not being negative, but this is what I have observed with some umpires I worked with who did not do all the checklist to come all the way up.
So there's no shortcuts to the top, is what you're saying, Vijay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I always believed in, Tom. My preparation for any tournament, any major tournament starts about 2 weeks before the tournament, and I prepare the same way for an ICC event or major league event or any other event that happens in US. So at the start, the events used to happen on a long weekend. Now they are running into 2 week tournaments.
Mm.
So, so I mean, basically, the longer the tournament gets, you have to prepare mentally to stay that long in the tournament.
Great, great stuff. Thanks so much for all of that advice, Vijay. I'm sure there will be candidates on this call who will take it to heart and aim to get to where you have got to and maybe even further. Thank you so much for your time, Vijay. We've got a packed lecture this evening. We are going to allow candidates to type questions into the chat box. And then after Abdullah has presented, I will take candidates through a click-by-click demonstration of how the exam will work. And then we will take any hands up in the meeting room for live questions. So I hope you're able to join us in about an hour and 45 minutes time for those live questions, Vijay. Thank you so much for your time for now, and we will chat to you a little bit later. Enjoy the
Sure.
rest of your morning in Dallas.
Yeah, sure, Tom. Thank you very much for having me on the call. I'll join you back in a 1 hour, 45 minutes from now.
Yes, I will text you when we're about to start our Q&A session.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Have fun.
Great stuff. The next question is from Shiva, and it is for Vijay. Vijay, apologies for keeping you for so long, but I see you are still with us. Thank you for staying. The question from Shiva is that he missed the first in-person training held in Dallas, Texas, in June for the ICC Level 1 umpiring certification. When is the next one going to happen? Can you give them an idea, please, Vijay, and how
Yes.
can they apply, please?
So a communication was sent via email from USA Cricket as to when and where the workshops are planned. So the email was, I forwarded the email to Shiva, so he should be having that information now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Vijay, and all the best to you and Jermaine, I imagine, who will be rolling out those uh, face-to-face components of the ICC Level 1 umpiring course in the United States.
Yeah. Jermaine will be one of them for one of the workshops, but wherever availability doesn't permit, there are other tutors as well in different parts of the country. They will be taking care of the in-person classroom training session.
Excellent. Yes, of course. In New York in June, there was an umpire tutor course, so a lot more tutors have been accredited to roll out the level 1.
Yeah.
Well done and keep going with the good work.
Yeah.
That's
Having and Abdullah, online training is for candidate less time in terms of commute, especially for lower levels of the exams and stuff. But again, good luck to everyone for your exams. Wish you all the best.
Thanks, Vijay, for all your support, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon as usual.
Yeah, thanks, Vijaya. Good to hear you again. Bye,
Yes.
Vijaya. Cheers.
Yes. Yeah. Take care, Abdullah. Take care, Tom. Good luck, everyone. Bye.
Cheers.